Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're going to walk through one of Europe's most culturally dense cities. We're talking about Granada, the jewel of Andalusia in southern Spain.
Granada is a city that's really defined by contrast. I mean, you have almost 800 years of this incredibly sophisticated Moorish civilization.
Right.
And then, bam, it just collides with the Christian reconquest in 1492. And that friction, that tension, it's not just in the history books. You feel it everywhere.
You absolutely do. And speaking of things you experience, let's just give you the most important nugget right up front. This is pretty much the last major city in Spain where if you order a beer, a glass of wine, whatever, they bring you a plate of food for free.
Every single time. And it's not just, a bowl of olives.
No. So our mission today is to go way beyond the postcard view of the Alhambra. We're going to unpack that layered history, decode this, frankly, amazing free tapas culture, and explore the student nightlife that really fuels the city. Okay, we have to start with the icon, the one that literally looms over the city and kind of dictates its whole identity, the Alhambra. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the seat of the Nasrid dynasty. It's the main event.
It is, but what's really fascinating is to understand the philosophy behind it. Not just that it's, a pretty palace. Yeah. The Alhambra is seen as the absolute peak of Moorish art in Western Europe for a reason.
So what is that reason? What's the connection there?
It was theological and political. Think about it. You're in this hot, dry, arid landscape.
Right.
So the very deliberate, very sophisticated use of water everywhere, fountains, ponds, channels, that was a massive demonstration of power, of engineering skill. They're basically building the Quran's vision of a green, flowing paradise on a dusty hilltop.
That's a great way to put it. And the complex itself is enormous. It's like a small city. You've got the fortress part, the Alcazaba.
The military stronghold, yeah, with the best views.
Exactly. And then the Nasrid palaces, which is what everyone comes to see. But my favorite detail, I think, is the General Life Gardens.
The summer residence.
Yeah.
Place to escape. And those narrow paths are designed to give you these sudden, incredible views of the valley. It's all very intentional, very controlled.
But then, of course, 1492 happens, and everything changes. The Reconquest wasn't just about territory. It was about overwriting the culture.
Precisely. And you see it so clearly in the architecture. You go downtown, and the massive Granada Cathedral. It's built directly on top of the city's former Great Mosque.
A classic move.
It's the most direct statement you can make. And right next door, the Royal Chapel holds the tombs of Ferdinand and Isabella, the victors. Even inside the Alhambra itself, you have the Palace of Charles V, this huge square Renaissance block just dropped into the middle of all this delicate Islamic art.
Yeah.
It's jarring.
A declaration of dominance. But that older legacy is still alive in the neighborhoods, right? You have the Albaicin, the old Arab quarter.
Which is a UNESCO site on its own, just a maze of winding streets.
Then the Rialejo.
The old Jewish quarter. Now it's got this great bohemian, artsy vibe. It shows the city story isn't just a simple two-sided conflict. It's much more complex.
So if you're wandering around and want one hidden gem to find, what is it?
Look for El Bañuelo. It's one of Spain's oldest, best-preserved 11th century Arab baths. When you go inside, look up, you'll see these amazing star-shaped skylights in the ceiling. Just beautiful.
Okay, let's shift from the history to the culture that, let's be honest, fuels all that walking around.
The tapas.
The tapas scene. We have to unpack this because it really is different from anywhere else. In Granada, you buy the drink, the food just appears.
It's a social contract, really.
Yeah.
And it's what makes the city so unique because the food is a genuinely generous bonus. The whole system encourages you to bar hop, or as the locals say, papier.
Right. You have one small beer, you get a snack, and then you move on to the next place for another round.
And the variety is huge. Your first tapa might be simple, maybe some cheese or olives. But stick around for a second drink and something more elaborate comes out. Maybe a hot mini burger or fried fish. And the crucial thing is, you don't choose.
You get what you're given.
Exactly. The kitchen decides. And for the best experience, you have to time it right. Lunch is about 1:30 to 3:30. Dinner, maybe 8:30 to 11. That's when everything is fresh and the bars are buzzing.
And you should definitely order the local beer, Cerveza Alhambra. It's part of the whole experience.
So if you're there, you can really break down the tapas scene into two main styles.
Okay, give us the map.
First, you've got your traditional institutions, the classic spots, your bodegas.
The old school places.
Exactly. We're talking cured meats, stews, that kind of hearty Andalusian food. A place like Bar Los Diamantes is famous all over the city for one thing. Fried seafood.
Fresh seafood.
Or Bodegas Castañeda for meats and little sandwiches. And if you're into wine, you find a bar like La Cana. They'll pair a fantastic Spanish wine with a perfect little gourmet tapa, like some high-end Iberian ham.
Okay, so that's the traditional route. What's the other approach?
That would be the modern and creative places, which are really driven by the city's huge student population.
Right.
So you get a place like Bar Po. It has this international menu. Your free tapa might be a small Indian curry or Thai spring rolls. It's a total break from tradition.
And that affordability, that creativity, it all leads back to the student scene. Granada is one of the best student cities in Spain because you can live so cheaply.
That student population is the economic engine of the city's social life. They demand volume and value.
And if you want to see that in action, you just go to one street, Pedro Antonio de Alarcón. It's wall-to-wall student bars.
That's where you find places like La Marisma, which sells these huge jugs of beer, jarras, for next to nothing.
And this is where you find the pipas.
The sunflower seed shells.
Yes. You have to explain this. The floor is literally carpeted in them. You're walking on this crunchy layer of salty shells. It's a sensory experience you will never forget. It's the sound of a cheap night out in Granada. So if the tapas fuel the body, we need to talk about what fuels the soul of the city, and that is flamenco.
It's the sound of Andalusia, a UNESCO intangible cultural heritage of humanity, and for good reason.
And like everything else in Granada, it comes from that fusion of cultures, right?
It's the perfect example of it. Flamenco was basically forged in the caves of the Sacromonte neighborhood after 1492. It was a refuge for the communities that were being persecuted. Muslims, Jews, and especially the gypsy populations. They mixed their traditions together to create this incredibly raw, emotional art form.
And Granada has its own specific style, the zambra.
The zambra, yes. It's said to have come from Morisco wedding ceremonies in the 16th century. It's different. The dancers wear long skirts, they're often barefoot. The movements are a bit like belly dancing. It's very intimate.
So if you want to see the real deal, you have to go to the source.
You have to. The Sacromonte caves are the most authentic venues. You're so close to the performers, you can feel the energy, the pain from the cantor, the singer. It's primal.
And beyond the caves, the nightlife is really broken down by neighborhood. You've got El Centro, the city center, which is the main hub.
Places like El Son, where the music is completely unpredictable. You could hear dub reggae 1 minute and Motorhead the next.
Then there's El Realejo, which the locals call La Zona de los Guiris, the tourist zone.
Right, your Irish pubs are there, but also some serious late-night techno clubs.
And finally, the Albaysheen, which is a bit more romantic, more student-focused, places with beautiful beer gardens and live music.
Okay, to wrap up, let's cover one last really curious Grenadian tradition, the Dia de la Cruz, the Day of the Cross. It's on May 3rd.
It is visually spectacular. The whole city holds a competition to decorate these huge crosses with thousands and thousands of carnations. They're set up in squares and private patios, shop windows. The smell is amazing. But there's this one very weird, very specific detail you have to look for. On many of the crosses, you'll see an apple with a pair of scissors stuck into it.
An open pair of scissors, yes.
What on earth is that about?
It's a wonderful little linguistic pun. In Spanish, the word for apple is pero. The word pero also means but.